Hey y'all, I'm going to do a quick review of Game 5. This was our game on Monday versus Crashout Kings. Loss, I think, roughly 60 to 80. Uh, Starts a little bit late here. I can tell you what happens in the first possession is I am asleep and get beat for an open three in the left corner. That's where their 3 points comes from. All right. Uh, This is like tough in transition, but yeah, Diz probably needs to stay attached here. I'm probably picking up trailer, and this isn't going to be James, so this is not ideal. When you're playing in the corner role here, Diz, I'd rather you be a little bit farther out. Like, I want us to be like we want to be in a position where we're splitting this guy, where he has to commit to either guarding me, um, or playing you, giving me a lane. I think we're just like a little bit too close, and I think that was something I felt through most of this game. Don't love that, but we're doing fine. Um, Here's something that I want to stay aware of. That like I go to set a screen here, but I want people in my position at the top. I'm going to try to make this more offensive focused. Is I want the people along, especially along the top, to be ready for the ball to get reversed. And what I mean that is just like switching the side that the ball is being operated on. So when the ball comes to shots here, if I don't think I have a shot, even like a no dip, then just standing by the line is pretty bad. I need to be doing something. It takes me a long time to decide what I'm doing here, too long, and I end up setting a screen. I think the easier thing to do is to just take a couple steps back because you want the ball to easily be reversed through like quick, like simple passes. Um, this is all fine. I wish I had it in me to make decisions uh, a little bit quicker. I am definitely not a good uh, like point 0.5 player. Like it takes me a long time to make a decision. I usually am going to attack at least once before I give up the ball. But it's totally fine. But I don't like catch the ball in an advantage position here. So I I have the center on me, which is I think like why I'm trying to attack and like why it kind of makes sense for me to attack. I'd like Trey to kind of be making extra space for me here. Probably. It's hard to say. Again, like the offensive stuff is less clear. It's like less developed than our defensive stuff. So I don't even know if this is necessarily better. But uh, Trey doesn't really have a shot here, and I definitely don't have a pass here. Like this pass is not possible. So this kind of leaves me on an island once I get bumped. Um, Again, like this should be a matchup I should be able to beat, but like I don't beat it. That's ultimately the biggest problem. Regardless, I drive right, you get the bump, the help comes, and Trey, I think, does a good thing cutting against the help. This cut is a little bit late. It's also a little, this is just more unfortunate than anything that I finally do get a drive going right. Um, but it's into Trey's man. So when this happens, I'm assuming I'm looking to pass out to Trey. I am. We're lucky that doesn't get picked. Um, Originally, shots had set the screen for James to go up, and then he resets the screen for him to go back down, leading to this. I mean, obviously, like he plays this and he has a chance to get this, but I mean, Hall of Fame versatile triggers. Ultimately, it's really good. James is ready to shoot, and that's pretty good. So I like that movement on the left side. But yeah, just positioning ourselves along the top of the key to uh, better enable us to reverse the side that the ball is on is probably like a good thing we can learn. So on this defensive possession, this all seems pretty good. I'm in help position. I think realizes this. James is. Oh, this is shots. Okay, yeah. Sorry. Shots does a good job getting here. James is on the right while this is on the left in terms of our base assignments. Um, this all seems good. I'm responsible for following up. For now, I'm sitting low because especially up until this guy starts to separate, Shots is like able to cover both. So that's why I like linger low, even though I know, and as you can see, I run back out when I feel like the separation is getting too big. But like that's the kind of thing I think is really good when you're in a help system like this. Like I'm pretty confident that Shots has them, so I'm lingering low as long as possible to try to dissuade drives. This is really good help from James. You guys force him into. Oh, he actually passes out. That's good. Shots is actually calling the switch here, and this is from the last one. I need to be ready to wrap this on the perimeter. I should already be preparing to pick up on the guy who's catching the ball here, and Shots should be on this guy. Instead, I attach here, which puts James in a bad position. Luckily, the doubling and the general pressure makes it so that they turn the ball over here. But Shots is even calling that in to switch that, and he's correct for sure. I'm a little concerned this guy is already so low. I guess technically what should be happening here is I should be on this man, Diz should be on this man, Shots should be on this man, and these two should be guarding over here. Regardless, someone needs to guard here. Like I think it's actually fine if Shots is in front of him. It could be Shots, it could be Trey, etc. We're okay. The wrap is coming. James follows a cut. This guy's cutting through because they know they're overloaded and they don't want to be. Diz is kind of bumping Shots over. That's all correct. James is staying in front here. This is me. I'm playing too low, and I'm not in good enough help position. So when Diz gets me going left, I need to be in better position to help here. I like James peeling off. Like James normally would be responsible for following this guy back out. He sees that this is a blown assignment, and he commits low. That's the right call. I think the mistake here is that I also commit low, forcing Diz to commit out. Really good rotations here, though. Shots realizes we're in a breakdown situation here. Shots gets all the way over hash to pretty much hash to hash to contest this, and we're able to scramble. So like that's fine. Like technically, it's a mistake that we have both crashing. When I'm beat and Diz is beat, we should both be going to cover, and we should trust James in this spot. I'm really not good at that. That's like a weakness of mine for sure, is that I'm going to help regardless, even if I'm in bad position. But I think James's help was correct. My help was incorrect, and Diz's help to help me was correct, given my mistake. We're able to rotate around, and everyone picks up. I really want to call out, too, that Trey did a good job stepping up when Shots left originally. Probably putting some doubt in their mind if they hadn't thought that they were going to pass to the hash. This is all fine. Trey gets a good board here on the collapse. Yep, seems good. I think I'm calling the corner cut, yeah. Cool. Obviously, this is too high. Surprised he gets the baseline on you. I'm not in a good spot here as well. Yeah, my instinct is to come set this screen for Shots. I might have an over. I might. Well, so let's take this all the way from the. So they make the basket. We're here. Not good in terms of spacing. I'm running here along the left. Not necessarily sure why. This is a mistake. Like we're just too close. I try to like screen myself out of it. Shots is obviously Shots realizes he's kind of ahead of the play. I like him passing back to me in this spot. Honestly, me on this center probably is an advantage matchup for us, and that's another reason that like this is a good pass to me. And am not looking for that. I'm not thinking about that. Instead, I come to screen here. I do think that like we can take screens, and like this is a reasonable screen because if I can get the lock off of shots and get shots onto the center, that's pretty good. But I totally understand why shots passes to me. Just like we lead into an awkward situation here. I pass back looking to set the screen. Um, shots does a good job getting his man to go over the screen. So when he gets the man to go over, the center has to be ready. You can see that the center jumps. I do think that I wonder if shots, if you're actually looking to take this shot here, um, I think you have to be a little bit because you do such a good job getting him on. Like if you can, he's jumping, scared that you're going to quick stop and pull this. I don't think you're ever in your mind quick stopping and pulling this. My only concern is that I feel like even though you've gotten your man, this doesn't look like a good enough driving lane to me. It'd be nice if in moments like this, our general idea is that when penetration comes from the wing, then James should be moving up, and we're looking for penetration. But this is the type of scenario that when you're the corner man and you have a point guard driving towards you, or anyone, if you have anyone driving towards you, and your corner man helps, this should be alarm bells for you to cut. So I want to see some of that intuitively happening. And like, yeah, sometimes you're going to run into shots in the way here, but I think this is just like in general, this is a good rule. Like one, I want shots to be when he beats this man over the screen like this, getting a switch onto a center, be looking to quick stop and pull. Even better, I mean, if you're here and he commits out, you're like making it even more obvious for James to cut. But like that's what's open here. What's open here is James's cut. I don't really have a good slip. It's going to be hard for me to like. I could get through this, but like the thing that's definitely open is the cut from the corner. Really good job reversing direction to get back low. Nice. So I mean that's good basketball. To be fair, I don't mind like knowing if we know that James is sitting like this and this is how we want to play it too. I mean, like Shots does a good job given that he like pushes this man. The man ends up feeling connected to James. Oh, hey, look, James actually does take a step to cut. That's kind of cool. I like that. So maybe you even have this instinct. But Shots does a good job reversing the ball, getting a speed boost back to his right. Luckily, I'm not in his way, and that's a good take. Defensive transition. It's again, we're just like this isn't like this just doesn't seem like we are so locked in. I'm assuming maybe this is like I think this might be an unfortunate frame to end up on, but this is like I'm trailing these three, so we kind of have 3-on-1 on Diz here currently. Trey goes to tag. Ultimately, this ends up okay, but I think they could have made an incisive pass, and it's certainly not a pass that we would be looking like this pass is really dangerous for us. And then maybe we steal this. I don't know, but I have a feeling we're not stealing this. And our general scheme is that we're supposed to be getting in front of these guys. So like this is a problematic opening. Like he has rim with not enough help close enough, and I think it's because we're a little bit lackadaisical. This is all good. Shots is doing a good job. When he finally looks like he's getting beat, Diz looks to get in front. Diz stunts and recovers. I think that's fine. Again, just like I'd like to see us get comfortable, like really trusting that we can pass. And part of this is going to be Diz's build that it has some problems. Like we see that some of the problems with running a 6'5" systemically here, where like we don't really want Diz taking this cut. Like it's a big downgrade, Diz taking this cut versus anyone else. But what I'd like to see in this spot is Shots is going to get beat going left. I just want Diz to like take it. I want Diz to like fully commit, take this, and Shots peel out. maybe this guy is too far away and like Shots actually isn't going to get there and he's going to pass and make a no dip. That's possible, but that's like the true scheme discipline thing to do here is that Diz is helping and he's not hedging and recovering. He is switching this, and Shots is in position ready to help. Ultimately, it's fine. The help. This is a good hedge and recover, right? Like if that's the scheme, like this is a good example of this being executed to that extent. Um, that's a little tough. James is doing the right thing, playing low, and he's scared. He's far enough away that he's scared and that he has to jump. I mean, players are getting better at this, knowing that jumping is so important this year. They're getting better at pump faking and moving. So I think maybe the thing I would say is that it behooves James, where because this guy is driving, like Shots is pushing him towards Diz's side, James can afford to play a little bit closer necessarily. Um, right, like Diz is the one who should be slightly lower here, but I don't hate this. I just think he does a good job. I mean, the AI player was the I don't know if anyone remembers was the guy on Wildcats last season who played the 7-4 and took a million shots, and they played us super super close late season when we were like at our best. So I'm like pretty. I have like a lot of like I think this guy's a pretty good player, uh, good shooter, good at doing this kind of stuff. Again, I don't mind the jump. I think it's reasonable that he's going to shoot here. Um, yeah, but it's tough because he's never really going to get like no one was ever going to be able to help off of this jump. So I think this is just a good play from him. But we have to be aware that that's going to happen to us sometimes. Just looking at this transition, seeing what we can get. I mean, they're pretty set. I remember calling that I was going to screen for Diz. I get the ball. It's fine. It's not a big deal. Again, like we just make a quick decision. Uh, that was kind of nice. Trey kind of like fakes the screen. He's a little low. Like it's not like a but the big thing is he fakes the screen and then slips it, and he gets inside position because of this. It's because he's so close to the rim. It's really hard for Diz to make that pass like reactively. Like you'd almost have to predict it, which is quite hard, especially because we're not like saying anything here. Um, we're again a little lucky here. This is tough because you do have an open shot, so like I understand being more unwilling to get the ball, but especially when Diz has a ball pickup animation here, this is super dangerous. Like we have to help bail Diz out, so we need to be. In my opinion, we're trying to reverse the ball here. James needs to be coming up farther, making it an easy, reasonable pass because this is a pretty risky pass. Like a really good defender is this is actually just like a free duck of a pass. But like this doesn't have anywhere else to go with it really. I mean, there's something to holding the ball and just being comfortable holding the ball in a bad spot, trusting that you're not going to lose it. This is something like loyalty is really good at. It's not a strength of mine. So I wouldn't have done that. I'd be looking to pass out immediately in a similar way like this. And like James is the obvious pass, but this is like a dangerous pass. This could have been a steal for sure. Um, James catches the ball, immediately tries to go left, is bumped, goes left again, gets into this situation where so Shots is doing the right thing, right when penetration comes left, he's popping up. Unfortunately, it's leading into the defender. I This is just something unfortunately that is going to happen, um, and sometimes we're going to want to stay like maybe again like I think I still think this rule of shaking up when we're driving left is good. In fact, I mean, like, because the pass gets through, Shots actually does have a shot. He just doesn't take it because he doesn't expect it to, which is a demerit. But obviously, in this particular situation, when this guy is following, trailing on his back, uh, it makes some sense for Shots to stay. So if Shots had stayed, James like is able to make this pass and like Shots no dips. That would be really impressive. But like obviously, this should be a shot. Instead, Shots drives. The problem with the drive here as a decision is that we've set the center up to be low. So even though Shots splits these two defenders, he's walking into a defender, and like if you had the wherewithal to pull up here, like this could be like a pull up in this space, but like that's a really hard shot. Like the best thing here is just maybe like I mentioned this concept to talk about a few different things when we're playing, but like thinking with optimism, and you are not an optimistic thinker, Shots. So like you see what's happening. Like when this happens and you go up, you're scared that this ball is going to get intercepted. But more than being scared that it's intercepted, you are in your mind resigned to it being intercepted. So you're like, oh well, this should be an interception. Like you're thinking of yourself as like number three in this case, and you're like, oh, this should be an interception. The fact of the matter is that like a lot of times this isn't an interception. Like even when he's reading it, even when the pass is there, like one, our pass acts are quite good. Like we have versatile visionary, just like you are number three a lot in this position, and you've had the experience of not getting this steal, so you know it's more than possible. Even if, and I'm not convinced it is, this is a 50-50 or like a 75-25 that the ball gets through. You treat the 75-25 like it's a 100 because if the ball gets through, you're going to be wide open here. So thinking optimist and yeah, if you think optimistically, think of like your job is to play as if the ball gets through in this spot, and that needs to be a shot because we're just not going to get a lot of. It's 8 seconds left in the shot clock. We're not going to get a lot of good looks. Um, I will say too that like the instinct to drive here again, I think is a little bit flawed, but also you do have the opportunity to see this guy moving, the guy off of Diz. So like the best thing to do here is as good of a shot. This is a good shot, but as good of a shot as this is, this pass to Diz is going to be wide because this guy is helping onto you again because he knows you're shooting, and like Diz ends up wide here. Like we should be in like a swing motion here. I think this is a shot. I think that pass is better. This drive, it just takes too long to get here. We're lucky that that guy recovers again, kind of the same way that this guy recovered into the lane. The guy who helps onto you recovers back into the lane. But this puts Diz in a tough spot with 5 seconds left. He has to create something. It's obviously not a good shot, but I don't mind. Like he just needs to do something, and that's tough. Um, Obviously, like, I don't want to like downplay that too much. Like this is a really bad spot for Diz to be in, but like we'd like to see, like we just need people to be able to do stuff in these type of spots, and this ends up not being correct, but like that's just a matter of like offensive skill development. And yeah, ultimately, I don't think the problem is with Diz on that possession. This pickup is good, I believe. Let's look at this transition. This is a 3-on-4, so this is a little bit tough. I'm assuming this is a crash from Hash on the yeah. This is not a good crash, Trey. He just has too good. He has inside position on you. We're lucky. Like this was like this is like disaster crash. If I crash, like I'm in the corner on this possession. You can see me like trying to get early inside position. When I don't crash from here from the corner. I just run up, which I think is correct. I actually think they're in great position to run out on this. I think luckily because I run, we're in a 4v3. But if this is a 4v2, this is they're scoring here. I think it's just too impossible to guard. Shots taking the first man down is good. Diz being the low man here is really good, and I can play these two hopefully long enough. Like that's all really good. So I actually really like how we play this transition. In the past, we would crash the corner there as well, give up a 4-on-2, and a 4-on-2 here is uncoverable, I think. But because we have a 4-on-3, we're able to cover it. And not to toot my own horn too much, but like one, you can see, because I don't play a great game this game, especially in the second half. Um, First half too. But this is like the kind of thing I want to see out of our corners. Like I'm looking to get inside. Like my guy is like paying attention. He's bumping me on these, but I'm looking to get inside position as the corner man and get a box out, wall off like the help defender in that respect. And when I realize that that's not there, I'm already running back. Um, That's the kind of thing that we like. That's the kind of activity we want to see on the corners. We play this transition really well. This is good. He funnels him to Diz. This guy doesn't. This guy probably can like take it. If this guy's like confident, like he could scoop it here and probably make it. But he's uncomfortable. He would be uncomfortable even when Diz is on a 6'5". He's going to be uncomfortable, and he has to bail out. We force so many bailout passes, and I think that's like that shows that the defense is doing like kind of what to some degree what we need it to do. This guy is getting this back door, huh? Yeah, that's tough. I think Shots just overruns this on the wrap. Yeah, I think so. So Shots passes him off. Diz can guard both of these guys, obviously, but I think when Shots gets turned around, he like takes a couple steps with the guy James is on. Maybe because he doesn't trust James is actually going to like match up on here, but I think James is like playing this totally fine. But this reaction coming back, and this is something I talked about in the last video, in the Game 3 video, uh, is Shots overruns the defender trying to recover, but like this isn't nearly this problematic. So if we had played more calmly here, Shots can just stand here. The wrap is coming, but this isn't really like this isn't danger to me. I mean, obviously these handoff passes are not ideal for them. So we're not, if they got a better pass. The thing is, when you're close in this game, you're going to get a handoff animation. That's just how it is. Regardless, we end up too high. Trey is too high. This slip is here. This is just too easy. This is a breakdown. We're lucky he doesn't make the pass. Diz follows back. We're good. James is helping. That's good. Diz is still low. I want to see Diz commit to this. Diz does commit to it, and I'd like to see again help from 2 away. Probably shouldn't be coming. It's not awful though because you're playing so low. But I'd love to see Shots needs to be peeling off here. You need to be off of him. You need to there needs to be trust. So Diz does a good job committing to this. I mean, this is a contested lay, right? Yeah, like ideally James doesn't move. Diz picks up, Shots peels off is how like this should be played. I don't know where like all of the contest is coming from. I bet James's paint patroller came up, but so like that's why I say it's like not awful. Note, of course, that I'm also committing. This is pretty bad. I don't know what I'm doing here. I am getting the board, and I don't jump at the shot for once. So that's maybe I can say that I'm good, and like I'm here to get the board while everyone's up in the air. So maybe I'm fine, but also I'm definitely prone to helping from 2 away. So don't get me wrong. Ugh, this is bad. God, they're back in transition though. This is good. I probably should be trying to make this pass, but not making that pass is fine. I'm pretty dead here, so if I don't make that instant pass to Trey, this should probably be going to Shots to try to create a 3-on-2 with these guys. Instead, I slow everything down. Trey's man makes a read on this, tips it. This is small, and this is a bad pass. This guy makes a good read. My fault, totally. I think we should be able to get this ball sometimes. I just think sometimes we're slow on stuff like this. It does not feel like we are good at tracking, being aware of loose balls. Um, and I get some of it is animations, but yeah, this guy's just moving. Like this guy's always in motion, right? And I feel like that was a pretty tough one. That's a good quick stop. We're lucky he misses. Put back is tough. Again, my fault on the pass. It's a bad pass. The biggest thing on this play is hitting Trey in stride here, or at least when they split this way, hitting shots as the person who is best positioned to make another move. Like hitting shots here, James Trey filling corner, James going all the way down, puts shots in an advantage position. Three is going to run to him. He's going to be behind the play. Shots has like the advantage. Instead, I slow it down and make a bad read. And this transition's fucked because they're so out in front, and I don't think there's anything anyone could have done. Nice, I like this. Still just a 3-on-3, but this is the type of moving the ball up through the air in the backcourt that I like. I could try to like lob pass it to shots here, but this is just as good. Um, we should look. I mean, this is not, so. I would like to see James crashing behind or going up here on this. Um, again, this is the video. This is the video against Street Kings from Game Two. That I know James wasn't in the game, but I'd like corner people who play corner on offense, to watch that video because there's some of the smaller, better offensive stuff is in there. I just don't think standing here is good enough. I get it. You can like catch a no dip here, and the fact that you're like able and willing to shoot that shot is pretty important. But like I just personally want to see movement, um, whether it's shaking up, whether it's crashing with. Um, I think that is like ultimately the most helpful. Also, yeah, this is good. This is fronting his man. I think this is totally fine. On the press, this cut comes. I take it. Diz follows out. I go up. I'm assuming I get cooked here. I do. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Ideally, shots would have been able to help me, but I get why he's worried. I just don't do a good job here. But again, yeah, the pure scheme is shots to get in front of him as he drives left, and I follow out. Instead, we go for this. It's, not going to work. Chase downs aren't very good. I like that. Just getting the ball out of his hands. That's good. I'd like to see the pass back. Okay, not bad. And yeah, I get the. This is all just a little slow. Like I think every step of this was a little bit slow, which is why it doesn't work out. Despite I think we all see the same thing and why it's good. Um, yeah, like a second slow there, a second slow here. Like this is when the advantage actually is. This pass by now is already interceptable. This guy has caught up, gotten in the lane, and then the take, because the ball is not getting there fast enough, is not a good take. Good crash from James. Unfortunately, we don't play the three. Let's watch this 3-on-3 transition real quick. Trey not like getting back fast enough is probably a pretty big part of this. Where like Trey does have time to start moving, but instead his guy gets a little bit in front of him. Trey does follow onto him. Trey getting back to the right is like incorrect here. Trey needs to stay on this man. So Trey, like you should be marking 17. Like you're the only person who can really guard this guy. This corner is like Shots is guarding this corner. There's no one else who's ever going to get there. So you should be on 17. And instead of if you run through to the right, we're just in a 2v2. Like I know the awkward thing is that I bet what you're seeing is that you're seeing me and you on the same side, and you're thinking that you need to be opposite corner because I can't get to opposite corner. I think that's like a good heuristic, but in this situation, it doesn't really work. So like that's a fine thought to have. But yeah, in this situation, I think we just need to be like the matchup should be James on 12, me on 1, you on 17, Shots in this corner, and Diz on the guy going to the hash. I'm in a 2-on-1 here. And I mean, I'm kind of in a 3-on-1 because James is also moving right. And I make the wrong read. Like I go to the hash. I actually think that's like kind of fine. I don't know. I'd have to think about which is better. But this is a tough spot for me to be in, and I guess wrong. On inbounds, so again, like I'd like this to be a little bit farther up because I think that we get too crowded. So Diz is trying to help us make sure we get the inbound in, which I appreciate. Like I want Diz to be really active and attentive here. The problem is if we inbound to a corner guy, we end up being a little bit too clogged. There's not enough space to operate here. So like I'm in position, like I can take this. If Diz is like on the half court line and I have the ball, this works better formationally. Because okay, we're moving up now, we move as 4. This actually passes the ball off. I think that's fine. The problem is we don't have enough depth on court here. So this is going to be tough. One, we're slowing down because we need to let people get down court to fill. But like we just have like I just don't have an offensive place to attack. And no one would, right? Like there's just nowhere to go. I'm looking to attack the 3-point line somewhere. I don't really have like I can't call cuts from this spot. Like this is just like we're losing a ton of time on this. So I think as a rule, again, rules can be broken, but I'm fine with a rule saying even if they're in a good position, never inbound to the corner guy. Like ideally James stops at like hash here, Diz stops at like half court here, and you inbound to me, and the three of us are able to work the ball up as Diz continues forward, James continues forward. Yeah, this is 11 seconds, and we're in our first action. We like wrap cut here, but this doesn't look good at all right now. Luckily, it gets through. We take those. But messy, and like that wasn't really an advantage spot. They just aren't good enough defenders to really make us pay. Let's see what's happening on this switch. I think James does a good job looking to switch, but when Trey gets caught up on him, you guys stay pretty tight. A little bit here with like the Trey. I called this out a lot in the game 3 reaction, but Trey just you have a tendency to overrun your man a lot, and I think it might have to do with like video graphic settings, stuff like that. But it luckily that's not what they go for. This pass through is good. Way to advance to me as like I'm in a. This doesn't even look great, but like I'm one cross away from getting to the rim. I don't even need to cross. Like I mean, it is technically a cross, but it's like not an explosive cross. He just overruns it. He's playing too high. He overruns me, and I get a shot at the rim. So that's all good. I feel like I'd like to. So in general, this is another thing. I don't think Diz was thinking about pressing really. I'd like to see Diz doing a little bit of pressing. I mean, he does kind of need to cover here, and it's not a big deal when I score at the rim. Like I become like I'm behind the play, so it makes sense for him to get back in transition. I'll try to call out opportunities though, where I think that it's just hard. Again, I don't know exactly what to do with the press, but I don't think that we uh, in this game it never felt like we got like even like the a passive version of the press going, and I feel like that might have hurt us. This is a tough spot because I'm already on his back. Yeah, I mean, I get beat. He goes into the post up. I think I'm looking to pass off to Diz, which I think makes sense. And I get why Diz is high here because he's ready. He's trying to pinch the drive from the PG. It's tough. It's tough. I mean, it's broken down when he gets past us, right? So at that point, at that point, I think this is probably better. I probably should just stick on him, and you should go behind him. I wonder if you're calling that.
Yeah. You still on low? I mean, hi, my bad.
I remember this. I think honestly, I was already going out even before you called that. Um, and I know when you're saying low, you're kind of thinking you're low relative to the like hash versus corner guy. Like that's when you're thinking of low. But yeah, I don't think you calling low actually made me do this. I think I was going to do this regardless. So I don't think that's like a big deal. 5 seconds here. We got to get a good shot off. Again, I think we run into a similar problem because we inbound to, or does, yeah, let's see. Yeah, we inbound to the corner guy. We are trying to go fast. Part of the thing is here too is that like it almost has like a doubling effect in terms of speed because the clock isn't started until we inbound here. So like we know we need to go fast, so we start going fast, but it's actually a little bit counterintuitive because we don't let ourselves get any depth up court, which means that we need to spend more time dribbling because there's not passes to make. So I think it's actually better in these type of situations. I mean, if we can get in front of the defense, that's obviously best, and I think that's like what we're looking for here. But in low clock situations, off of an inbound like this, I think that we often want to actually slow the ball down, don't get the clock started, and yeah, we just see some of the problems with inbounding to the like we don't get into like like a reasonable offensive position until 1.9 when we start the possession at 6.2 and we don't get a shot up. And like that's just tough. Like 6.5, we need to be able to get a shot up, and we're going to get a shot up if we let people get more depth down court. In general, we're speeding up here. Like, why am I running away like this? Like, there's nothing for me to attack, but like, I I'm probably feeling myself getting like sped up again. Same issue because the corner is not filled. We're just gonna have and we know the corner is not going to be filled because James is the one inbounding. I think in this position, like it's fine for Trey to fill it, but even if Trey fills it, it's still a 4v5, right? Like if Trey is filled into the corner early, it's still a 4v5 until James gets here. I do think that if a corner guy is inbounding, which we're going to have happen to us a decent amount because often our small forward uh, is going to be one of the people playing up top. If we have a corner guy inbounding on the baseline, we just should be ready to switch this, and Trey should just take the corner. And typically, the play call here, like what I'm going to be looking for, is I'm going to be looking for Trey to fill the corner, me to drive right, so that I can pass to James trailing. I think like as a base, like that is like just that's what good offense looks like. Instead, again, we do this thing, and we're just taking slow possessions are good, are what we're looking for, but obviously we would like to be into the offense before 16 seconds if possible. This is a good drive by James. Does this guy reach on James? How does he get this? No, he's just driving against a closeout. This guy's a little bit too low. James drives right. The help is performative. It's too slow. It's a good dunk from James. So that's good. Yeah, I mean, if you see your guy playing low and you attack the closeout, that's really good. Ooh. Yeah, I think we're just probably playing too high here. Again, this is just a breakdown. We can't let him get behind us, especially and you know something is going wrong if an opponent is getting behind us without even touching the paint. That means we must just be playing too high. And I think that was happening more on the right side than on the left. If Trey is playing lower, he's going to be able to take more of these cuts profitably. But I think Trey, I think James is too high, but I think Trey, you're especially too high because if you're sitting closer to the block, then you're able to take this and switch this. Instead, this becomes like a 5-alarm fire. I help off of the left corner. Diz does a good job of making the rotation. If they pass, we give something up, but they don't. They miss that, and we're able to get a block and recover. Unfortunately, the recovery is pretty bad. I think we're recovering to our positions. So my thought is I'm recovering outright. Maybe we're all chasing the ball, but my momentum is carrying me right. Like I'm going left to right. I jump left to right, and I end up on the right. So this feels correct to me as a switch. Like to me, this should be me in the corner, shots up here, James up here, or even James down low, and then probably Diz up, Trey corner are probably the correct matchups in that moment. Instead, both of you guys who I think should be on the left here. I don't even want to say are following the ball because I don't think you guys are realistically going for this rebound, right? Like I think you guys are just trying to get back into your positions, and this is just bad. Like once we're like this, we are giving up points almost every time, right? They fuck it up. Diz does a good job. Look at Diz play too here. This is really good. So so it looks like I don't know if this is a reach. I don't think it was. I think it was an ankle breaker. Yep, yeah. So he gets his ankle broken, gets beat. James is low. Again, shots like this is a habit that you're gonna have to break out of wanting to follow. In this case, it's actually fine because you have me here. Maybe I should like in this case, this is a good follow because if you follow / rotate over, I should be picking up on the wrap. But in general, you get beat, you need to instantly peel off, and you don't do that in large part because 2K players don't make this pass. Like it is not ingrained in a 2K player's mind to beat on the drive. This is something we do a lot, so like it's kind of surprising how rare it is for other people to do. So he beats you. In my mind, like who I'm always looking at this person wrapping behind me for the pass. So if you were playing against me and you defended me this way, I think you're giving up this 3 all the time. But this isn't where 2K players are looking for whatever reason. He knows he needs to go to the split side. Doesn't make the correct read initially. Diz does a really good job getting in between the two. Like this is just perfect. Like Diz does a really good job getting left here. A lot of times we would. So Diz knows he has to play too, right? And these guys are too close together. This is playable for sure. A lot of times we would play up here because this is closer to your spot, right? But Diz gets between, disincentivizes the pass. Like this guy can probably make this pass. This is a really hard interception to make because the reaction time has to be so fast. And this guy can just no dip. And this is still a problem. He doesn't really have the cut because James is theoretically going to be there. Anyway, Diz's positioning makes it so that the guy doesn't want to make the pass. He drives instead. This is an awful drive because not only is Diz bumping him, getting good bumps, but even if he blows by Diz, James is just like right there to catch him. James does a good job. I like his collapse onto AI player. When he realizes that this guy's getting completely bumped, he peels off. This is good. This stays in front. I'd like to see everyone stay. I'm playing way too high. I'm about to get blown by, I'm assuming. Nice. Okay. Well, we're lucky that I don't. At the very least, to my credit, because I think this is too high, I at least am shading him towards the easy. This is the side where the help is currently, and obviously he's on this side. So at least I'm in position to pass him off and rotate through. Right, like if this guy he catches it here and he does like a jab step, which slows everything down, kind of like kills the momentum they have on the possession. But let's say he just drives immediately. This is an easy pickup for Diz with me rotating James going to corner. So I'm trying to like play into that into our system. James does a really good job reading the pass on the corner. That's fantastic. That's good. I'm assuming this is James just like pressing X, getting the ball out of his hand as fast as possible. This is okay. So Diz has the ball despite being the corner man. This happened a lot, and I think it generally is not very good. This one is okay though, as long as everything gets filled and we commit to like switching up where we need to be. We don't do that. That's my fault. I need to just run to the corner here. Full commit to corner. Diz has his man beat. If I'm in the corner here, instead of coming back to get the ball, like Trey has a step on his man. If I'm in the corner and my man has to actually respect me, then Trey is just open here. Instead, this is all fucked. So not a very good game from me in transition. I think I end up taking and making this shot. We'll take that. But the correct, so we're lucky. I'm happy about that. The correct thing for me to do, though, is to just fill the corner, trust that. So essentially, despite the fact that Shots and I are people who are supposed to be playing up top on offense, it should probably just be Shots and me in the corners this game, at least to start. Maybe when Trey penetrates, I slide up, freeing the corner for Trey. And that's another thing we don't do, is that's part of why we shake. We shake up on the perimeter to let the people who penetrate in the middle have easy places to fill instead of coming right back out. Anyway, this works. Game's tied. Yeah, you can take 30-footers, and we're gonna bait people into taking these type of shots are the type of shots we're giving up. We're gonna bait people into taking these shots. This is like, I mean, he's like one step too deep probably, but like I will let anyone take a 30.5-footer no dip, even completely wide open. Like, just okay, make that shot. If you make it, then cool. This is nice. I'm pretty happy with this in transition. Board is good. Diz is doing a good job getting depth. He realizes he doesn't need to stay back in this particular situation. Shots is in a good spot to attack here. His shot's looking for the pull-up. This feels like it's really good. It's like all three of them collapse onto Shots. Again, this is what I mean about cutting off of the corner. If you, as the corner man, feel your man helping onto the hash like this, I feel like the best thing to do is to cut. And because this is a hard pass to make. I think Shots can make this pass. Like a split second before, probably even better, because right now this guy is threatening it as well. But that's like a scary pass, and that's going to get picked a good amount of the time. The pass that's never getting picked is the pass that's pulling the corner guy into the paint. But that's on James or whoever the corner man is to realize that, okay, where they're giving corner help, we cut. Okay, we get there. That's fine. I like this kind of. I like this motion in general. So even aside from what I was saying before, okay, we don't cut. That's fine. Shots realizes there's no dribbling left. There's no really dribbling into the paint. So Shots is going to bring the ball right. One, I don't know if it happens. I'd love to see Trey screen here, and ideally not even screen Shots' man, but screen his own man. Like, Shots is already winning this. If Trey screens like right here, preventing this guy from picking shots up. I think Shots is looking at an open shot over here. So I want to see if Trey does that. I think that's like what I want to see a big do in this spot. But regardless, this idea of the point guard driving, or anyone driving from hash across the arc, having the cut kind of follow in the same direction is really good. Because what this does is even though this person should be this corner defender, even if they're in correct position, like they're guarding right on top of James or they're guarding down here or whatever, when the point guard starts moving away from them, from their side of the court, they're in real life their head will turn, which is what makes this cut really deadly. And that's called like blind pig, cutting against the turned head of the defender. But in 2K, obviously, like you're not, you still see everything even when your head is turned. But it's still good because this person will start taking steps this way. Like the whole defense, an active defender will shift with the ball, right? As the ball reverses from left side of the court to the right, the left corner defender will inherently get lower and lower on his man, pay less attention to them because they are focused on loading up to where the ball is. But that makes back cuts from that same side really deadly. So watch what happens here. Yeah, like I'd love to see. So Trey just like needs to realize that this needs to be a screen. If Trey could screen this guy off, Shots probably just has a 3 here. This is something that I think is like a weakness for you, Trey, is anticipating screens in motion. Like you're good at setting screens in like traditional pick and roll senses, but when the motion, you're not good at watching when you can screen opportunistically in the flow of the motion. And I don't know exactly what you're looking at in this scenario, but I want you looking at the ball. And I want you realizing that Shots is about to drive right. Like I want you to make this realization at the same time Shots does, that Shots is about to drive right. And if he's driving right, he's driving into you. He's driving away from this guy and towards this guy. So this is the guy you need to screen. And if you screen this guy early, you make that recognition, you're going to put Shots in like a commanding position here. Like I'm assuming we're calling for this cut regardless already, but like this is just like what puts them in like they're already in a bind, right? Like I'm open this whole time. This guy's sitting low. It's not even like you're screening for Shots to get space in this area, or to, even if this guy comes up, you're giving Shots space to like potentially drive in this direction. And I think that's all able to be figured out as early as like this is like already made, like I think you could do it even earlier than this, but like if you could realize even by now that like this needs to be a screen and like what's happening here, that would be ideal. Anyway, though, as you see, Shots is coming right. In this case, the guy isn't like not paying attention to James. He's just late recovering back to James because they were all collapsed on Shots over here. Regardless, same idea. This is a good cut. Yeah, I'm open. I don't care. Like this is good. It looks to me like James is about to get beat. I'd like to see the switch here. Yeah, we're gonna have to work on it because I don't think that's like quite. I actually think that he might have had the drive. I think I like that James realized like pushing him towards Trey is not good here for James. So I like that realization. I don't think this is a reach. I think this is just Shots getting a little bit out of position. But I'd love to see James already running out here. I love where Diz is positioned. Diz is taking away like fading middies in this spot because this is like definitely fading midi territory. I'm assuming Diz is scared of the pass here. Yeah, Diz is scared of the pass here, looking to jump. I'm okay with that. It puts us into rotation, but I'm okay with that. Again, this is like another rotation where like Diz is jumping ideally, and I don't. There's not a lot of blame. Pretty much no blame on this one. Where look, Diz is jumping, shots should be rotating to pick this up. Um, but you guys essentially jump at the same time. I think this is fine. Trey does a really good job following, doing a good job actually doing what wasn't happening on offense this last possession, realizing that the ball is coming right and and realizing that you need to cut off because James is very like if you stay tight here, James is very liable to get beat around this corner. You take this away completely. That's really good. This pass is nothing, and this kills their possession. Um, Shots is able to recover out to this. I'm very lucky that I don't just get shot on here. I see. So what happens here is that while this is happening on the right, there's an off-ball cut. Oh, it's the same off-ball cut, and I think I mentioned this to Diz that I kind of want Diz taking more of these, but he's jumping. So I mean this is a tough spot, right? Like this because both of them jump. This is now like a straight 2-on-1 for me, and I have to guess pretty much. It's probably best for me to be low, shots to be high, Diz to be corner. But when shots goes low, if shots is to go low, then Diz needs to be high and I need to be corner. I think I want shots high in this situation, all things being equal, kind of because we're confused. So this guy starts leaving the paint, and I don't do a good enough job following him. I want to linger low. Diz does a good job playing higher here, but this is definitely open. I'm trying to help take away this drive, but this is bad. So I think that if I do the right thing and just follow this man out, all the way out, trust that these two have it. Diz does a good job moving up. If I follow this guy out, Diz is going to slide back to corner. I'm confident about that. And then we don't get beaten this way. Luckily, he doesn't shoot. He's not ready. I jump. Diz jumps. He gets the drive, and luckily it's only a 2. But yeah, definitely a series of mistakes. I think the biggest one by me. Let's take a look at this. Setting both screens here is definitely wrong. Um, Honestly, though, this is kind of a funny and it kind of works out way of handling this. So the bump happens, whatever. Pitch back to shots, and then he takes my screen to the right. This actually kind of looks okay. The cross back over is good. Honestly, I shouldn't be rolling, or if I am, I need to be like focused on screening this guy off for shots. Shots has like a midi here potentially. This is like I mean, you have to be comfortable front fading because I don't think you're going to get a great side fade animation here. Although you can probably get in front of this guy and take a side fade, but like this is definitely like shootable. Like this is a good job finding the correct space. Um, One extra move gets him to the rim. That's also fine. That works. Yeah, knowing that this is how Shots wants to play this is pretty important, and I think it's something that I need to like get used to. Oh boy, is that Shots wants to I know Shots wants to snatch back a lot, but Shots wants to burst same side off the snatch back. Like that's a signature move of his. Um, is important because you kind of have to know how long that move takes to make sure that you're giving him the space to execute it because it's a very powerful move. As you can see, he's gotten a lot of buckets off of it. This is good. I want to see James follow. I could even see Trey picking this up, James picking up. They decide to hedge and recover. I think that's totally fine. They're going into pick and roll on this side. They move away from it. Nice, that's all really good. This guy wraps behind. Diz is able to pass off and still get to him. Cuts come from both people on the right. That's not good, obviously, for them. James gets in front of it, gets a nice tip. Our ball. This got taken. Oh, yeah, the meter gets taken. That's tough. All right, let's see this transition. I think this is correct as a no-shoot. I think, yeah, this is just too far for me. I'm trying to move it quick, and I think it's like a reasonable pass to Trey. Obviously, best passes to James, or even shots is better. Especially unfortunate because the pass pulls Trey. And Trey is looking to, like, I'm sure Trey is looking to go up if he gets a clean catch, like at the charge circle, in which case this would have been a good two. Yeah, this is a tough read, to be fair, going all the way out from this hash to the corner. But if I think of myself as a good passer, I need to be able to make that read. This is just a mistake. I don't mind too much Trey taking it. It's just tough off of the missed catch. Ooh, and we're gonna give this up. That's tough. Let's see how this transition goes. We're behind. Well, we should be okay. I want to see Diz pick up here and me in the corner. Diz is scared of overrunning it, I think, is the big thing. But now we're in a bigger problem because just no one is able to help. Like I don't think Shots is supposed to help. I don't really think I'm supposed to help. And we do our best to chase down. It's not the easiest transition in the world, but it's not our best played either. Again, I don't want Trey to be running this far. I wait a little bit, Trey comes back. But having to do that does cost us, right? Like, it costs us time. So not time in terms of, like, time on the clock, but it costs us the element of surprise, like the quick hittingness of this. Like, we want to be going as fast as possible, so it behooves people to be in position as fast as possible. Again, like, I have Diz here, but I don't want to inbound to Diz for the reasons that I was talking about. So I'm trying to call Trey back here, but like our spacing is kind of fucked, and now all five of them are back. Like, none of us are behind the defense anymore, which is going to, like, slow down our ability to get effective transition here. This is a good move to get past your man shots because you run this guy into the screen. The problem is by rejecting this screen, you're driving into the teeth of the defense, which just, like, yeah, there was just never going to be anything here. You get them again. Yeah, you cross back over again and you look for a dunk. Yeah, I think this is just bad process at the end of the day. I just don't see what can really be done differently. Like, I like that Trey is, like, in a safe spot. I don't know if I love Trey's cut here. Again, it's kind of a similar thing. We're just, like, cutting it. Like, it feels like the ball should be on the left side. We are 3-on-3 and 2-on-2, but just, like, this whole time the ball felt better on the left side. The minute you go right, you can't be looking to go right to score unless this is, like, a counter. Like, you're, like, really trying to mix it up on them and, like, use their expectations against them. But, like, the base here, I mean, obviously, like, this, in this, like, exact moment, it looks, like, easy that it should be me and then pass to James. James does a good job looking to cut off of three helping up, so that's perfect. So look, I flare out. This guy has to play two. James, if this guy comes up for me, I want you to fucking go, and I want you to be ready to do that. I think this is totally fine. I think waiting a beat just in case the ball comes to you off of that is okay. But, like, this is a great cut for you. And even if you cut and Shots just, like, doesn't see it, doesn't look at you, whatever. Again, I talk about this in the game 2 review, and I probably do a better job talking about it there. So, again, if you look in the film review section, I even have the game timestamp of it, or, like, the YouTube video timestamp of 1839 or whatever it is, where I talk about this. But, okay, Shots drives right. If Shots is driving right, if anyone is driving right, the early cut / crash from the opposite corner is really deadly. Because, James, if you are inside of your man here, you are getting this rebound. I mean, okay, it happens that the rebound goes right, but like you are in a tremendous rebounding position, and you're also in dump off position. If Shot sees you, he can easily dump off, and this is a freestanding dunk, right? They're completely walled off. You're going to be here on the block. This is free 2 points. And a lot of times you're getting yourself into rebounding position by doing that. So if there is a cut from one side, if even if it's not correct every single time, a cut comes from a wing, that corner shakes up, the opposite corner cuts. If that's our rule, I think we're going to get a lot of easy offense. And we say we want system offense, right? Like this is offense that doesn't require anyone to be able to do anything. All you need to do is think, and the thought process is pretty simple, right? Like the trigger is simple. Like you know exactly what you're doing when you see the ball getting cut from the right side like that. And we do a lot of these wraps, right? Like anyway, like this is like a natural way we play. Usually we do it the opposite way, but okay, we drive off the wing, we wrap behind. Like this should be pretty instinctual stuff. So yeah, I'd really like to see that. If you guys want system offense, I'm giving you a way to hopefully create some system offense. All right, we fuck up this transition. Let's see how it goes. I will say though that because Trey and Shots are cutting, this does militate towards James wanting to get back more because again we want three people up top regardless. Three people getting back regardless, and this does end up saving this transition. Like this, like looking at this image, we should be safe in this transition. We end up screwing it up somehow. I go right. We move too many away from this guy left. Yeah, just like too many people. We see the issue that they're overloaded left coming up the court, and too many people.
I'm right, go left.
Yeah, I think when I'm so this is something we can work on maybe communicationally. So you just heard that I'm calling myself right early, and I called Trey out for this too. I do this too, and this is a mistake. This is an example of it potentially, where I'm trying to make sure that Trey and I each have a corner because I'm not like really envisioning scenarios where we're both going to be on the same side. By this point, Trey should probably be the one taking 11 here. I will say that like a few seconds before this, like I'm calling right. I think that I'm calling right so that Trey can go left. If James is left and Trey is left and Shots is on 17, this seems correct. Um, Shots ends up moving left, maybe because I'm too vaguely only calling I'm right. When I say that, I'm mostly talking to Trey. Like I'm trying to discuss with Trey which side the bigs are going to be on. Um, but I just say I'm right, go left. Everyone goes left. We need to recover out to this, and this like now we're just like super broken, right? It's like like this is a 1-on-3 functionally. James can hopefully he reacts and takes 17. He does, cool. Shots needs to realize James is behind him. Does he get up? He does, but he gets screened, so it forces him to jump. James ends up overcommitting because he's scared he's going to get pulled up on, which is probably correct. Um, yeah, like James is scared of this guy not driving necessarily, but of going to the top of the key and just pulling up on him. So he goes too high. AI player uses the like James's momentum, pushing him forward up towards the top of the key against him, drives by him. Diz does a good job sinking down here. I don't think Diz can like really get in front of this. Like this is tough, right? Like you could say Diz is too high. Like there's maybe an argument that Diz could like provide slightly better defense here, get in front, James peels off. But like we're stretching towards like the outer realm of like what is possible. Admittedly, I will say when have we made this mistake? I'd like to see us make this mistake sometimes. Because instead what we do is we undermake this mistake. Like we see this all the time where we don't help enough and the guy gets to the rim, but we pretty much never see a case where we like overhedge and full switch in a situation where James doesn't really have a chance to get out here. All things being equal, if we were doing this the correct amount, you'd expect to see as many mistakes like this, where we give the middle blow by, as we see mistakes of James not being able to get out onto the hash. So I sympathize with Diz. I think Diz plays this pretty well. I don't think this is Diz's fault. Um, but I'd like to see us make this mistake of Diz committing to get in front of this guy, even though James is unhelpable potentially in this instance, than to always be giving up this mistake. Just once. Like I've done like whatever 8 hours of commentary, 10 hours of commentary, closing in on over that if you count the initial, and I've never seen us cut this off where it's too far away from the help, if that makes sense. I mean, yeah, like we get the foul. That's good. That's better than two. Fair enough. It's crazy because the offense is the problem here again. I think this game offensively felt very discombobulated. It didn't feel very flowy, and I think part of it is because they're very attentive and active defenders, even if they're not like incredible individual defenders. And I think attention and activity goes a long way. But also, I think that a lot of our stuff, just like the way we're inbounding, the way we're running transition, uh, our discomfort and lack of knowledge on how we want to have the offense flow off ball, all covered earlier in this half, are like what's leading to this in part. Um, but like like there've been mistakes. Obviously, I've been talking for over an hour in this recording alone, but this is like a good game so far, and I am sorry that I check out of this game sometime early in the second half. I think when to this point, like we've been playing, like I can look back with a clear head and like we're playing a fine game. Like we're alive. We're in this. We're not giving shots a good enough job helping here. Talking again about what I was talking about before. Okay, Trey does go and fill. I like this. I'm assuming that I'm calling this already for Diz. I'd like to see James. Again, just like if you are on a hash, if you're anywhere, you need to make yourself available. Like you're not getting a shot and shooting here, so you need to make yourself available as an option because what is Shots doing? And like they've done a great job pushing Shots into a position where like they're like maybe this no dip is going to be open. That's our only saving grace. If that's not there, we have nothing. We have nothing going right here. We need to reverse the side of this ball. James needs to be making himself available to reverse it. Shots does a good job getting by his man. Is this a called cut, I wonder?
Yep.
Gonna pop on it.
He does. They switch this. James gets the ball. He goes for it, and is able to finish. Good. Yeah, that's really good. Because James is cutting, that should militate towards Trey again. Like he's already look at Trey already scooching up. Again, like Trey has the ability to crash this if he wants, but because the cut came off of his hash, James is one of the people who would normally be back. So like Diz is off screen being back. That's really good off of the pop up. This pass gets made. Shots is already running back. This is good. So Trey is making himself the third person back, which is good. I like this. We need more of this, and he's doing it early. And because he's doing it early, we're generally able to get back. We're even able to cross. He could have stayed. I think we're fine here. This is reasonable. I'm able to. I think I end up stopping here. Yeah. Let's see what happens on this crash. I think this is. It's okay. This cut happens. This is just a little bit out of position. I don't know if this is a ball watching necessarily. I'd like to see, like, you guys should be, like, you guys are, right now, are in position to stop these guys from crashing. And part of the beauty of our system is that stopping them from cutting is the same thing as stopping them from crashing. It's just getting your bodies between them and the rim. Because this isn't obviously going to be a shot. In fact, it seems like a pretty crazy shot to take, especially in hindsight. But regardless, you guys want to be stopping this. I think shots giving this up is fine. I'd like, especially at the, I mean, it's tough. Diz wants to stay on this guy. Shots wants to stay on this guy. I don't know. I'd want to see, again, just like if this was a drive with the ball. Shots is beat. Diz slides in front. Shots goes out to his man. Instead, we're like, oh shit. Shots tries to get back in front, but we're already fucked. He's already gotten in front of us. And Diz is like still, Diz is just like too out of it here. This is like too far. Like if Diz really wanted to be on this guy, like he needed to be like more attached than this. So if Diz was going to play this lackadaisically, it needed to be on 17. We're lucky he smokes the putback, but like we just have to stay in front. Even if you are not the person's assignment, you must get in front of if you can get in front of people, if we are always in front of all 5 people, we won't get beat on rebounds, we won't get beat by quick, easy 2s at the rim, and that's what we want to stop. This transition looks okay so far. I like the way we're making some space. I really like this cut through by Trey, because I could stop and go through, but this is more dynamic. In fact, so ball goes to Trey. This is really good. Trey gets stopped on the play, which is fine. If Trey's not getting bumped, then like I'm probably the next person with the biggest advantage, because like if he gets the ball to me a little bit earlier, then I'm able to go through. But he's getting bumped, so that's not a critique. But in fact, it's a praise for shots looking for Trey, because I think Trey is the person with the most obvious advantage coming down court here. Yeah, resetting the ball is fine. Diz does a good job trying to get out of Trey's way. I think that's also fine. They get a hand on it. It's all good. Shots can know that he needs to get himself open. To like, I don't know. Like, if shots, if you weren't thinking about it, like you should already be thinking about like potentially looking to get yourself into an open position. So that because like maybe this pass surprised you, but in general, I think he's just bumping you. And again, this is totally fine. All right, we probably need to have dedicated. It just feels like such a small thing to be focused on is baseline and sideline out of bounds plays when we don't have even like our just basic freelance stuff working really yet. Ideally, like I as a base, I'd like to see people filled corners, but I think there's lots of stuff we have been doing with open corners as well that can totally work and is fine. The reason we're behaving this way is because we are the 3 top people. So like ideally, I'm looking for James to cut through, Diz to fill. Trey fills it. This is fine. Early slip. This is good. And yeah, this I just shouldn't have gone up with square. I thought I was open enough. I actually get like a decent number of square dunks, but if I go up with meter, this is going to be a big meter, and I'm hitting it. That's all well and good. We're going to struggle in this transition because I cut from the wing, and we still have 3 low. Unfortunately, James is really active here, which is good. He actually almost gets this ball all the way across court. Maybe he should have peeled off once he realized it was going to the right. Trey's instinct makes sense to shake as I cut. He's moving like a little slowly here, but it makes this is all fine. Like this makes sense. Like this is just unfortunate. Like yeah, the ball bounces to where Trey would have been if he crashed, but I think this is fine because he wants to get up court. knowing that I, as someone who was going to have an up court responsibility, and in the paint on this particular play. This is a good job staying. It's a good move. I probably wouldn't have been ready either. Is this a 2? No, it is a 3. It's a tough one, but I mean that's just that's a good move from a good player. Obviously, we want to jump at that, but it's so hard because if you jump at that, you're getting blown by. Tough. Let's go back a little bit, see if there's anything here. Yeah, just bad mechanical. He goes for the blowout dribble, but doesn't get a good angle, and this guy's able to get a bump. That's okay. They get a 2. Don't think anyone could have done. Again, similar issue where I'm just not comfortable filling the corner, and I need to just fill the corner in this spot. I think I kind of leave shots out to dry here because he has space to run, but by not filling the corner, the walls close in really fast here, This guy who would have had to follow me out to the corner instead can pick up on Trey. I'm like, and like this is like almost me like subtly forcing a ball reversal, and like I feel like I just set shots up here. He has to move. He's going to end up going left. He tries to snatch back. This guy gets a good reach on him. I will say that like you do snatch back a lot, so people who are good at timing, it's a long move as well. So people who have the steal rating can time rips on it, because this isn't even a bump. Like this is straight him picking you. Part of it too is because he's behind you, and I get that. Like one of the things you want to do is like he looks like he's behind you, but I guess because you're snatching in a way that's going to bring you back to the left, it's almost like coming into his drive. But I don't think this is a bump. I think this is a pluck. So a lack of dribbling diversity is going to lead to this like later in games, like as good locks start to figure you out. Again, though, this is unfortunate. I think mostly has to do with me not giving you space to continue your natural drive, which is to the right. It's a good pump fake. I mean, it's tough. The hands are there. Like, we're trying to help. He just gets a good shot. Yeah, I think this is where the game starts getting away from us. This is a good extra. Man. Cross. I try to stop. If I obviously, like, this looks more open because I'm getting a fade. But I think this is still going to be open even if I get, like, a good quick stop here. I also could have just attacked this. Like, I could have attacked rim, dishing to Trey. I could have attacked rim. Yeah, watch this. Like I should be looking for. I could look for floater here. My jumper doesn't really allow for front fades. My fade, but I can like also look for side fade here into this space. I could double back and side fade here, but I want the 3. I fuck up the quick stop. This is pretty bad. Bad crash from Trey. Do we lose this transition? Luckily, no. But I do think it's the transition is not the direct cause of this opposing 3, or this bad crash is not the direct cause of the 3, but it might be the proximate cause because this just puts us into rotation and we're never able to like get stable. This is fine. James is running. I understand James is feeling like he needs to jump here. But because that James is out of the play, he's not able to get back. He feels like he has to jump here. Maybe this jump was maybe the one that wasn't necessary. Am I in position to help on this? It's tough. It's tough. But do you see what I'm saying? That you could say like I could stop this 10 seconds before or whatever and say, oh, hey, we have this transition stopped. But I actually think this crash does lead to this. Um, is James mistaken being on the right side here? He probably is. Also, I don't know if this is like a reach on the pass, but like, admittedly, this is also there's two mistakes. I don't know which is the bigger deal. They're both, we obviously we don't want the crash, and then James, this trap thingy is not good. You need to be following 17 to let Trey take 5 instead, because you give up by leaving this trap. You give up the roll or the penetration from the bit. Trey has to follow it. I think that's fine for him to follow it. That gives you this crazy rotation, which makes you have to jump. And, just the pass, and the pump fake, all good decisions, they score. This is nice. I think this is a called play. I like this a lot.
Shot.
Trap.
Done.
Yeah, he's swinging for that jab. Diz, wrap me up here. Shot.
Shot.
Yeah, really good call. That's something we can do consistently, I think. Damn, tough. He does a good job. Again, James, I don't want you to be between inbounder and ball. I want you to be, and I think I hadn't made this video yet, so it's totally fine. Or maybe I did. I don't know. Regardless, I don't want you to be between inbounder and ball. I want you between ball and goal, or between ball handler and goal. So, like, yeah, you're technically, like, we're not broken because it's a 4-on-4, but that's not enough. Like, yes, obviously, shots just gets beat here. But I don't want to put us in situations where one person getting their ankles broken or one person getting beat. The problem is shots can't have any help here. When you're this far behind the play, when you're on this guy, like, I want us to be guarding this 5-on-4 because we're in a position here where if this guy attacks shots cannot get really any help. This is coming up about as far as he can. He certainly can't get help on the 3. He gets him with the Curry slide. So, yeah, shots misplays, but too aggressive. Yeah. Do I get this ball to shots? Damn. I guess we do want to slow it down, but like I need to hit shots in this space. Shots can attack. Let me look at the comms.
Shots wrap. Trey cut.
Just not a good call. Not a good call. Needed to hit shots in stride. Look for him to get a drive. Don't like. I mean, this is coming up because I call Trey. So this is tough. Diz is doing the scheme correct thing of shaking up when I call Trey to cut. Because in my view, I'm looking for Trey to cut so that shots wraps into the space, and like that's the design of this play. Because of that, we obviously don't want Diz coming up into this space because this is the space that I'm having shots take. If this was like a set play call, then we would know that. Because it's hard. Like Diz has to be able to deduce that in this tight game scenario, doing something we've never done before. Because this works, right? Like this was so frustrating because it worked. Like Trey's cut does pull them both in, and shots is going to be open here on the wing. Maybe this is an overpull regardless. So even if Diz stays still, there's just like nothing here. But yeah, I don't know how to handle that. I think it is good that Diz is doing the scheme disciplined thing. Ideally, this would be a set play call where like the set play calls don't follow the same rules as the freelance because of stuff like this where we're like designing somebody to get into this space the same way that like I wouldn't want somebody shaking up if I was having James like cut and fill into the hash. So yeah, I remember this was frustrating. I mean, shot's good for taking the shot, but I don't think this does anything wrong here per se. It's just annoying, tough. Bad end of the quarter. All right, I've been at this for an hour and a half already. I really thought this was going to be the fastest one, and yet I end up talking a lot. So I'm going to stop it here. I may come back and do the second half of this. I may come back and do game four. I just have somewhere to be in about half an hour, so I have to get ready and whatnot. But hopefully this is helpful, and I will see you guys later. Oh shit, I forgot to do the code. If you've made it this far, come on my face. I don't know. Type something. Let me know that you've made it this far. Thanks. Bye.